Okay, I'm walking up this steep hill and I thought I should review the case I commuted into WebEx. So basically, Ron Brown said something about she abuses essentially her freedom of speech in regards to a First Amendment prohibition as a probation terms for the whistleblower retaliation case against Emily regarding her whistleblowing of Craig Hops, the same guy who hit his car into the other lady, Carol, broke her legs when he was trying to silence and fire Emily. She had this case which is now out on appeal. So a lot happened today, which is including Lisa Ludwig wants out. She could not get this visiting Judge Erwin, who's taken over where Amanda Benjamin has left off, to fully approve her leaving. So she's going to have an ex parte meeting under seal with a judge who Erwin offered to twist somebody's arm to be on this case because Clatsop County corruption is so thick it has to spill off into Washington County. And I was particularly offended that Ron Brown was loath to even allow her to use her. I mean, it was like all she wants to do is advertise her baked bread and scarves. But because Clatsop County is so high-handed about banning the First Amendment for whistleblowers, she can't even make enough money to get gas in her tank to make it to court. And she's having to propose this motion to amend her terms of probation, which they are going to set an in-person hearing for. But provisionally, Judge Erwin is going to allow her to advertise her baked items and her scarves in order to make money. She cannot whistleblow misconduct, talk openly, and like this whole gag order she's suffering is super, super offensive to me, especially given the immunization from liability with the Craig Ops v. Carol Epling case, failure to properly prosecute him. I was looking up his record again and he got a 2023 violation ticket. I don't even know if that pertains to the Epling matter. I think it might. And then, let's see what else was interesting. Erwin kept saying, well, why are you doing this? Well, you fully have the right to do this, but why are you doing this? For instance, Emily put a bar complaint on Lisa Ludwig for privacy violations regarding a different client in Multnomah. She contacted the Multnomah district attorney regarding this misconduct, and now Lisa Ludwig has allocations from the professional liability fund from the Oregon State Bar in order to defend herself against the Oregon State Bar complaint Emily put on her own lawyer. And then Judge Erwin, who went back to Amanda Benjamin, who wanted nothing more to do with the case ever again, including modifying probation terms of the case that's on appeal, which is the transit whistleblower case. It to me is so upsetting that Emily, who was a lone wolf speaking about the corruption at the city transit, which we don't have really a good city transit system after whatever Jeff Hazen did, that she's being silenced on this or any other number of things she might whistleblow. So I haven't been to an Emily case in a while, and Alex Thomas was not there. He was stuck in Texas with the flight delays because of the shutdown, and so he was going to be sent work from Ron Brown to work on a response to the motion to amend or a motion to amend partial granting of a provisional allowance that she can use the internet to advertise bread. So this is what my district attorney is doing while they have like rampant drug dealers and rapists on the street, is they're harassing this woman who's a baker and a school bus driver and giving her a hell of a time. And Erwin kept saying, well, I have thousands of cases. And I would say, a bit more seasoned and savvy than anyone from this county, but that he's roped into doing this dirty work for Clatsop County when it just seems like it's going to go on interminably, and she's going to trial in February, in March, I believe. So that'll be good to finally knock it out and get it out of the way. He was trying to ask if she was okay with this lawyer wants to drop out of her case and just deal with the bar complaint that her client has made on her. And he was citing a bunch of cases in which acrimony between a lawyer and the client is not enough to dissolve the relationship. Ludwig was of the opinion that enough has transpired that her relationship with Reinicke should be dissolved, but she didn't want to prejudice the DA by putting it in an open session. So I don't think I will be allowed to go to that ex parte private session regarding the under seal informations, and it won't be scanned in the case file. But maybe Ludwig can get out of it. And then Erwin kept saying, and what was Erwin? Oh, he was the one who gave light sentencing to judges who have child porn in Washington County. So he's kind of a crony of Washington County, willing to give soft deals to creepos in the legal profession. I looked him up, but he had a really gentlemanly demeanor, and I think he can see the whole case is like a load of hogwash. And if anything, I was thinking that Clatsop County is so in love with Emily that they're essentially foisting her off onto other people's names and reputations, kind of like a cudgel, because everything she touches turns to scorched earth, because she's like an action figure in law. Like, she is just tearing and taking everyone down, from her own lawyer to the DA to cases in Multnomah. And I said before, she doesn't disappoint. I didn't want her to feel that I'm stalking her, because though I'm a fan of her very interesting brain, and the most interesting part is when the judge was saying, you sent me an email saying you hope I starve and can't afford food or heat. And, how do you think that's going to affect your case? Making such statements to the judge. And she's like, well, that's what these cases have done to me. These cases have made me destitute. I can't pay my heat. I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my bills. And I can't even advertise my products due to your ban on my social media. And it was amazing that he was actually willing to reason that this cutting off of economic opportunity as a punishment for her exercising her free speech rights. I think Clatsop County is a little too oversensitive in all the types of things they like to gag. And it was utterly ludicrous. It was nicer to be there on WebEx than in person. But I wish her the best, total exoneration. And I would suggest everybody else get out of her way, because she's brilliant.